Hello guys, what's up and welcome to the Surfing Connoisseur. In this video we're going to explore my fantasy surfer picks for the Quicksilver Pro in France. If you're already a subscriber to the channel, you've probably seen my previous two videos in which we explored the break itself and the dream team. The dream team being the best 8 surfers if you could pick anybody, financial caps and brackets aside. In this video we're looking at the 8 surfers I have chosen to help you put your team together. The first important thing to know is that the event runs from the 4th to the 15th of October. So let's dive into looking at what the surf looks like for that period so we can decide whether we need guys who are going to be good in barrels, the air or grovelling. Thank you as always to Magic Seaweed for use of their charts. As you can see quite early on in the window we get some swell straight away. Pretty decent height. You can't see in this chart, but the wind's onshore initially before going cross off the next day and dropping significantly. So it looks like we'll get kicked off in the first day or so of the event, I'd say. To get through those first all-important rounds, you're going to need guys who are probably good in barrels and in bigger surf. Looking further into the rest of the window, we get a pretty consistent run of swell. Obviously, the further we go into the window, the less reliable things get. But it's certainly looking like the event's going to have some good surf, so we're looking for surfers that can perform in those sort of conditions. As I said earlier, these are my picks. If you want to see what my dream team selection was, the 8 surfers I would choose with no restriction, I will link my previous 2 videos below. Let's dive first into the Surfer Mag version and then we'll go into the World Surf League after that, so you can skip along if that's the only version you play. Those of you who have seen my dream team video will note that the first 6 surfers in the team are all guys who made my dream team. I'm obviously trying to cram my team as highly as possible with those guys. But the 6 surfers being Gabriel Medina, John Florence, Kelly Slater, Matt Wilkinson, Julian Wilson and Chloe Andino. That means I've dropped Jansen Andre, Philippe Toledo and Jordy Smith. Reason for those, Jordy, Philippe and Julian were all in the same price bracket and it was difficult, if I'm honest, to choose between them. They're all good surfers that can be a bit temperamental, particularly Jordy and Julian. The reason I didn't go Philippe is because the surf looking bigger, I don't think it'll favour his aerial and less powerful technique. That left me with Julian and Jordy. I think just the bigger surf, the barrels, is going to lend itself slightly more towards Julian. He's a pipe master at the end of the day, and if he can pull out those barrel riding that we know he can do, I think he could play in a good result. So the 2 guys that I didn't mention in my last video are Jeremy Flores and Adam Melling. Flores comes in at a very similar price to Jansen Andre, who was in my dream team. So you might be asking, why have Jeremy now if I had Jansen in my dream team? The reason for that is simply the heat draws. If you look at the heat draws, heat number 3 sees Jordy Smith take on Jansen Andre and Kai Otten. I personally think that Kai Otten and Jordy Smith is a pretty tough heat draw for round 1. Looking at Jeremy Flores' round 1 heat draw on the other hand, he's taking on Ace Buchan and Stu Kennedy, which is by no means a walk over heat, but it's certainly a lot easier than the other heat. Couple that with the fact that Jeremy is coming straight off the back of an amazing result at the Cash Pro in Portugal and really needs to start stringing some results together if he wants to stay on tour. I think he's going to be motivated and surfing well. Now the regular viewers will notice that from my regular lowest priced slot that I've had for the whole year pretty much, Sebastian Zietz, and I've gone for a bit of a different one. I've gone for Adam Melling. Anybody who's familiar with the World Surf League and Adam's previous results from France will be fully aware that he's not had the best run there. So it's not previous form that has minded me to choose him. It is simply the fact that I've stacked my team with more expensive surfers and I have the choice between 5 different guys all costing $1,500. Looking at them all, Adam Melling out of them all is the guy I think who can sometimes pull a rabbit out of the hat and put a performance in when you're not expecting it. So I went back to the heat draws and was looking as well which guy has the easiest heat. And again, I think by no means got an easy heat. He is a low ranked surfer, which is why he's cheap and he's therefore going against high rated guys in the first round, but he's got Adriano de Souza and Michel Perez, which I think out of them 3, he's potentially there to put an upset in. So finally jumping over to the World Surf League's Fantasy Surfer version, you'll see that in Tier 8 I have John Florence and Gabriel Medina, both of which are 2 of the 3 guys who have dominated over the last few years, and as much as I know they're going to be highly picked, I couldn't avoid them because I really expect both of them to perform well. There's 2 reasons I never chose Kelly Slater, one of them being that he's such a popular surfer. I think he's a guy that a lot of people are going to put in the team and I'm hoping to therefore benefit by not including him, although between John, Gabriel and Kelly, they're all probably the 3 most popular surfers in the world at the moment, so let's face it, they're all going to be highly picked. The other reason is that Kelly is a bit up and down at the moment and who knows how he's going to perform. I do think he'll perform well in France, but out of the 3 guys, I think Gabriel and John are just a bit more consistent. Moving on to tier B, we have Julian, Chloe, Philippe and Jadson, all of which were in my dream team. So again, check the link out below if you want to see the reasons they're in there. Finally, my tier C is where it gets slightly more mixed up, but it's the same two new guys as in the Surf Mag version, so there's not really much more to explain. I've gone for Adam Melling and Jeremy Flores again. These 8 selections in both teams give me no clashes in Heat 1, so I'm hoping I can have 8 surfers progress on to straight to round 3 and set me up for a good event. They are my picks, guys. If you want to keep up to date with what my picks are for each event, please hit the subscribe button, but I'd love to know what your picks are and what you think and who is going to do well in your opinion for the event. So please let us know in the comments below. We can get some dialogue and discussion going. Whoever you pick, good luck, and I'll see you soon.